Hello everybody and welcome to StarBricks again. This is the second video on my channel and this is the time-lapse for the Snowspeeder build. Now, as you recall, this Snowspeeder build is about 350 pieces and these instructions are free for your use. You are free to build this as long as you give credit where credit is due. Now, as you recall, it does have an opening cockpit, opening flaps, opening rear flaps, movable rear gun, and many other features. And if you follow these instructions, yours will too. Now, there were a few errors in the construction, and I'm here to talk to you about that. So here we have the cockpit. It's pretty straightforward. This is the first thing we're going to build. So first we have the windshield, and these are little clip pieces. These are a few bars and the receiving end of the clip with the side windows. Now that was a feature pretty hard to incorporate, but I really wanted to do it. And this is the top window, another feature I wanted to have, and it also gives room for the rear head. This is the start of the base. This is also the hardest part of the build, I would say. And if you see that little gray hand that I just attached, those are the landing gear. Now those two clips I put on are for the front section that hooks onto those black clips. Okay, here we go again, putting in some control devices and installing the front seat, which is using pieces that I like to call grilled cheese pieces, but they're really 1x2 slopes that have grills. Now we are getting into the more complicated part that elongates the base, something you'll need to do. We use a lot of corner plates in this build to do that, and that's the other control panel. Now we are on to the the back. Now if you notice, I did do this wrong. The red pieces should actually not go there. They should go in the opposite end. I'll fix it later, but yep, there's that. And these are the side support braces for the wings, and they actually cover up a lot of the more technical parts. Now that door is definitely a more rare piece, but I think it is perfect for the underneath flap. You can see I'm putting some more pieces on now and some support pieces to hold it in even better, that grill. And those last two pieces fully support the sides together. Yep. And that's that. Here we go with the rear section. This is one of the more complicated sections. Make sure you have that pin and follow these instructions. You might need to pause very often. I hope they're clear enough. Now those are computer pieces, as I like to call them, but they're really panels. Oh, you can see I'm fixing it right now. Yep. And those are corner panels, 1x1. And that's done. Those are the clips that will actually be holding onto the wings. I use two different colors because you don't see them. Those are just the first ones I found. You know what I mean? So those just clip right in and go back on. Now this last piece, few pieces you'll need to put on. They cover up the computer. Now this part is the rear grille. Pay attention. This is one of the more complicated sections. Oops, I think I did that one wrong. So let's do it again. Yeah, that's better. Put the gray piece on the bottom, not in the middle. That was just a 1x1 technique brick. Make that with a little plate with a stud thingy on the side. And that's just a 2x2 with a 1x1, 1x2, and then a 2x3 on top. You can use a stud and a 2x1 or a 1x3, man. And then a 2x3 cheese slope, jumper plate, and then a grill is what I used for one side. The other side, make it look like it was roughed up a little bit. I used a few different pieces, but it's basically the same except the opposite side, of course. I think instead of using a grill piece, I used a tile piece on this one. But, you know, you do whatever you want. You could even use a little dark gray to make it look a little bit better. That would be pretty interesting. So it fits together like that. And then make sure the hole on the 1x1 Technic brick is pointing towards the outside. That's what connects to the body. This is the front section, pretty straightforward. And those black clips go right in the middle, and you have to move them up a little bit depending on how you do it. And then those just go. The orange studs go into the middle stud. That's a jumper plate, and then it has a 1x3 light gray tile on it. A few clips for the starting section of the wing. A few tiles. Make sure that overlaps or else it just looks really bad. Now that gray 1x1 clip, you can do any color you would like. I did dark gray. White would probably look okay, but I thought dark gray looked a little bit better. Now that is a 1x1 cylindrical brick with a Technic pin in it, and you'll need to put that in the middle stud. So this is the exact same thing, so I'll leave you to look at this. Okay, now we are on to the wing section. That's just a cheese slope on top of 1x2 slope, 2 plates, 1x2 Technic brick, Travis brick, not a Travis brick, just a brick with a stud on the side, 2 regular 1x1 bricks, you know, a few plate, just 1 white plate, another one with a stud on the side, and then another 1x2 plate to hold it all in. Now that plate is a 1x2 plate, and then it looks like it has a cheese slope on top. Might be harder to find, but you have to have that piece. It's important. Looks like we're moving on a little bit further now, onto the opposite side. Probably the easiest part of the build, but putting it together can be a little hazardous. So you'll notice that 1x2 plate does sit to the side a little bit. It's okay. It's meant to do that. And it's not bending anything. That's why I had to use a stud in front of it. And we're just finishing up. There we go. That was a computer piece. I always call it a computer piece. A 1x2 small panel piece. And you'll need that. These are the weapons. I did not take time to build 2 of these in front of the camera, so I just duplicated it off camera. Because you just do the exact same thing. Now that was a cut piece of flexi tube. This is the more complicated part. That's a cut piece of flexi tube. Watch me put it in the 1x1 clip, and then you push the rest of it into the 1x1 with a thing with a hole in the side. That is important for structure, so you gotta do that. That's just another plate with studs on the side. Now that 1x2 actually has grooves in it. And that's the first side panel. So yeah, that is a tooth or claw piece going into that jumper plate with a 1 by 1 horizontal, that's vertical. T-bar with a few things on it. Going into the hole. Now that clips goes onto the other side of the T-bar. Oops. Okay, we're doing it again. There's one side. And now you can see the vertical clip, 1 by 1 clip with the claw in it, even better. Clip going on the opposite side. Okay, now we are getting started on some of the easiest part of the entire thing. That's a cheese slope, 2 1 by 2 tiles, a small rounded slope with a stud underneath. That should be pretty straightforward. And now for the assembly. Put that on front, put the other piece. That's the easiest part of the assembly. You put the gun in the middle. Unfortunately, those holes do have to be there. You just snap the removable rear onto the pin. Remember, it is removable. Now this part's the hardest part. You need to put that small plate with a clip on it in the middle section. And then also that pin needs to go in the middle of the clip. And the grilled cheese will snap right into place. And then you can just adjust as you see me doing until you get the perfect length. And then you just put the perfect length. Oops. Yep. You're gonna have to fidget around some. Put the perfect length in. You put the section over top, adjust, and then just snap it down. Now we're going to put this section on. As you can see, that back of the pin goes right on the T-bar. It just snaps right in, and then the clip goes onto the section next to the computer, or 1 by 2 little panel. And that's it. Yep, looks nice, thanks. Now we're just making the other wing panel, so the exact same thing. This one, I took off the section with the claw because it goes in a little easier. Putting it in, snapping it in. Now the little droid armor you can hook in, but that is pretty hard to do. And it's almost the exact same sturdiness without it. If you're playing with it, I do recommend hooking in. If you're not, meh. Put those 2 pieces in and just wiggle that thing in until it hooks with the top piece. You're gonna have to open them and put the cockpit on. There we go, we're done. Well everybody, thank you for watching this video, and remember, you're free to make this vehicle as long as you give credit where credit's due and all that stuff. In fact, I encourage you to. The parts list is in the description, and I will have more detailed instructions coming up. Thank you for watching. This has been StarBricks.